welcome to Agric Economy on ARSN Television, Abuja, Nigeria. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin. This week, the program is going to be an interesting one as it touches all, both farmers, traders, doctors, lawyers. Think of the profession that you think you do in the face of the inflation that we're talking about, in the face of hiking food prices, in the face of Nigeria realities today. We shall be talking about home garden. Yes, you heard me right. Home garden is not, when we hear home garden, you say, it's too stressful. Can we go about this, blah, 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 blah. Well, quickly, let me take you through what home garden is. Sit back, relax, and listen to this, watch this narration while our guest prepares to come into the studio. Stay tuned.
Nigeria, like many other countries, grapples with food insecurity, climate change, unreliable water pattern, pest infestations, and other threats of agricultural productivity. As an agrarian society, farm success directly impacts on food availability for the teeming population. According to the popular Nigerian-born environmentalist Jonathan Olakunle Olanlokun, home gardening is a practice of planting crops in an area of land space individually owned surrounding a house and usually planted with vegetables, fruits, leaves, herbs, and medicinal plants. Currently, the Home Gardening Initiative functions as a pilot program in the Greater Accra region, but Solidarity expect the project to expand to other regions with Ghana. The strategic approach underscores a commitment to addressing food security challenges across the country. Home gardening also serves as the primary unit that initiates and utilizes ecological-friendly approaches for food production while conserving biodiversity and natural resources. Home gardens, however, are usually diverse and contain a rich composition of plants and animal species.
Welcome back. Like I said, we shall be taking a look at home garden and how it affects the Nigerian economy at the face of in the face of this whole economic shenanigans of food prices in the market. How can this garden help in ensuring that each person, whether you're irrespective of your profession, can leverage on this and then be able to manage your funds properly. With this, of course, so much money will be ingested into the Nigerian economy. To discuss this with me today is our guest. I know you'll be wondering, this is a new face, but she's very vibrant. Yes, our guest, Miss Nefisa Lawa. Welcome to the program once again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, home garden. I know sometime, in the second quarter of the beginning of the second quarter of this year, we talked, some of our colleagues here, we talked about having gardens, and some of us backed out. Like, we got tired at some point that I cannot be going to water this thing. We were taught how to use sack, to plant this, to plant that, and the rest of it, but we couldn't really, but some of our colleagues too are using it and even selling things that they get from, not just feeding themselves alone. Kudos to those that have the patience, because farming really is patient. For somebody like me, I backed out. So tell us, how do we go about, home gardening?
Home gardening, the main idea of home gardening is for me to secure my family, myself at a sustainable level. So we look into our food security, like how do I manage my source of income and what did I eat most of the time, what did I have to go to market every time to get, and what can I easily grow at the back end of my home. So I call it a kitchen garden, something like that. So one of the major problems we normally have when we bring about this idea of home garden is people like, I don't have much time, there's There's time. There's I need to manage my time. And sometimes it's inputs. Like I just want to have like 3 stands of tomato, 3 stands of pepper. And when I want to source inputs, they told me I have to buy a pack of seed, and these are cost elaborate. When I buy this, when did I want to, when did I get the end?
Yeah.
I want to buy spray, I want to buy fertilizer. I have to have like kgs of bags, like 50 kg of bags is what is available in the market. How did I start at homestead level? So one of the things we've looked into is the creative ideas, right? That's why we have to bring innovations and ideas that come to user level to be user friendly. So if we could check much around now, we have what we call a farm up around mostly rural areas, whereby they raise seedlings. So these kind of seedlings are available for urban gardeners. So whereby you don't have to go to strides of nurturing your seed from seed to germination, and you come into watering. So what is mostly available for you is you buy seedling instead. So these seedlings, you buy it and they give you some go-out tips of how you manage it in your home. So that one cuts you strides of nurturing them at a tender age. You understand? So you start from a transplanted stage. So when we talk about this issue of inputs like seed, fertilizer, so there's what we call an idea of let's buy together. So if I'm in a community, we want to go to mature, maybe we mostly consume tomato, we mostly consume aleho, we mostly consume yams. Okay, now let's itemize this together. So we have to come as a community or as individuals, as friends, or group. So we come together, we buy our input together, then we can now segment it, share, and go about it. So when I go talk about it being difficult and taxing for people to enjoy, we should know that home gardening is something everybody should engage on at home. The same way we watch our Premier League TV televisions is the same way that's energy we all need to put in our garden. So when we have the habit to nurture, to take care of it, it also shows in our personality and how we even care about one another. You understand? So there should be a timetable schedule. Like you wet the garden in the morning. When you come back, students, in the afternoon, you wet the garden. You probably in the evening, you also wet the garden. So it's all about having a very good strategic planning and also seeing it as a teamwork, not within only one capacity. Also see it within neighborhood. So you have to, it's something you have to share with other people, call them together. Okay, you have a small portion of land. Okay, some people tell that their whole land is cemented. Okay, you can use sack. Okay, I don't want sack, maybe I don't want my house to get it. Okay, you can just get a coach of block, then import soil to that place, pour soil on soil, then just make it a lock. That serves as a furrow layer to go about your crops. You understand? There are different ideas. There are different creative way of designing your own garden, and once we can take the problem of how did I nurture them from seed, whereby I said that there's already farm ups that nurture seedlings for us to buy. Mostly in community, if you asked their seedlings raisers that now what they do as their own primary innovation is to raise seedlings for both farmers and urban gardeners. You understand? So here now come to your inputs like fertilizers or other bio insecticide that you need to keep it friendly and keep your produce good. Now that is why you have to come together as a cluster, as a community. Okay, how many people is trying to farm in this community, like just small home garden? Okay, now how much is a bag of organic fertilizer? How much is a bag of bio pesticide? Like a bottle of 8, you understand? So we now share it so that we can, so in that we've reduced cost. You understand? And we have a good timetable management of how we manage. The major thing your crop needs is water, reading, so that reading can be done on a weekly basis, like your weekends. And then for the water, we can share it around the family. In the morning, maybe the father and the mother. In the afternoon, when the children come back from school, just give them a simple watering can. They're always excited to do something like that.
Okay, I am actually very surprised. There's a fascinating place you talked about, getting space first.
Yeah.
For where you want to use for your home garden. For example, in my house, the whole place is interlocked. means that I can safeguard the place with blocks.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need to dig the ground.
No, 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 no.
Put them and then pour in soil.
Yeah.
And then plant on the soil.
Yes.
It won't affect.
Nothing. It will be fine.
Wow. I didn't know.
Yeah, like, do you know, like, the major thing is that you need just a full depth of like 15 centimeter depth. You understand? So when you have, like, you have a cemented area, you first guide it so that it give it shape, right? So all this soil together. So you fill it up. You understand? Once you fill it up, and you can have around 10 centimeter, 15 centimeter deep. It's enough to germinate most of what you need. At all. So that no. It's some because they are not going that very deep. They don't have much lateral to move down the soil like that. No, it's something you can do.
That's nice. Okay. When we now have you talked about getting seedlings that can be expensive, and then there is need for you to share with. Is there any way that we can have it in small quantities?
Yeah.
Or can we use those normal? Okay, I want to plant rice, for example. I can have it from the rice I'm eating at home. Use the plant.
Okay. There's difference between seeds and grains. You understand? Okay. Seeds is what you plant, grains is what you consume and buy in the market. You understand? So when I was talking about maybe you having a bulk buying measure to get your seed. You understand? So the cost of breeding seed is very expensive, and for breeders to do it at a lower package, it's not going to be economical for them. You understand? So because they majorly do it for farmers like at a plot size. You understand? So that is why we need this kind of team of community spirit. It also even unites love and promotes peace and harmony in your community when people like have things to do in common. So when you can come together, either they might not majorly be in your community, you can just talk to one of your friends. How far I want to try to cultivate tomato, cultivate aloe, there are some local seeds you can also get also. Sometimes even when you together, there might be too much for you to keep at the same time. So when you just try to be cost effective in itemizing what you need, the first thing is planning.
Yes.
What did I need? What did I consume most at home that I can grow? I cannot, at home garden level doesn't mean you will grow everything or you cultivate everything. No.
Definitely.
You look at what can you do at your own capacity. You understand? To indicate you going to market every time to just buy as small as aloe, as small as ugu, as small as just even our local tomato. We have this long local tomato.
Yes.
They're all going to extension now. You understand? Because we're hardly going to appreciate them more like before. So all this kind of little activities is what we can embrace on. The way you kind of talk, if I even remind them, they also have the habit of that culture back. They understand. So you come up and try to spread the cost across one another. It's much easier that way.
Okay, so how does this now affect the economy?
Yeah, okay. In terms, when we talk about economic, we talk about inflation, we talk about increase in food commodity. Okay, and we're talking about is high demand, less supply, you understand? So the scarcity and the rest. But if we can address some problem within our home level, they will give the farmers more time, more thing to focus on other bigger pictures, you understand? So, and food is necessity, you understand? And we're not only talking about food, we're talking about nutrition. How do you have a good nutrition at home level? You understand? To buy a slice of watermelon now is not something that is funny. You understand? Yeah, just a slice of watermelon. You get it? So, in terms of economy is, what about if you reduce high demand in some produce that we mostly demand every time by we taking care of that at homestead level? So we've reduced the purchasing power of that, right? And farmers tend to shift to the one that they know that we can't cultivate at home. You understand? And it also comes to land management. So instead of them spending much time of their land in cultivating some things they know that everybody can do at their backyard, they can also cultivate more economic crops that attract more economy for them.
Nice. This is nice, really. So now, I can decide to say, okay, my home garden, I'll be having bell pepper, green pepper, call it any kind of pepper, atarodo, you know, and then and have these things, just things that majorly come out with a short period of time, and then you can easily, you know, harvest, and you know that you're eating something from your own.
Yes, and it also do this kind of emergency. Like sometimes you just want to cook
and then you have to
something,
go
and sometimes you even just need
offer.
maybe just 2 pieces of bell pepper, and you will be forced to buy
8,000 naira.
yes, like to buy what is available quantity in the market. So I could remember like when I was growing up, and I hardly even know what is hunger, actually, to be precise, because we have own garden at home. We have fruit, we have veg, and I even served from it when I was at secondary school level. You understand? So, but as we grow up, that culture just keep leaving us, and we keep asking for food here and there. And sometimes you even deny yourself the necessary nutrition you need because you cannot afford it. Not that you don't want it.
Yeah.
So that is it.
So aside being having nutritional value, it also has you know, economic inputs.
Yeah, so much. Yeah, so much, like it saves you more, yeah, your pockets. Okay, it saves you more of your pocket. You don't have to like buy everything. Okay, can you just take a ratio of if you are buying like ugu on every week for your family, like how much will you spend? You understand? Maybe you are buying like 1,000 naira ugu every week to have veggies in your diet, in your home. So now imagine you take your time to wet this, and especially during this wet season, these are times you can set some of these crops that can stay longer, provided you're giving them water. You understand? So once you have this, definitely you cannot even finish it. And from that, you can even make source of income at homestead level, whereby when your neighbors come in at the dry season, they can start buying, because they know they even buy it fresh from you. So it doesn't always support your own pocket. It also fed you income at the same time.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, quickly we'll go on a short break. When we return, well, we'll be looking at a proper way to set up your farm garden, your home garden, I beg your pardon. We'll take you through the step-by-step ways in, you know, identifying what you actually want on your garden, and then how to go about setting it up. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's still the program Agric Economy on ARC and television. We've been talking about home garden, and a lot has been said. Advantages of home garden, how it affects the economy. You know that you don't put too much stress on farmers when you have these home gardens, and the level of demand, of course, is going to reduce. This, in turn, will give you enough savings. So you have enough money in your pockets to do other things, you know, do your purchasing power of other commodities in the market would increase. Yes, if you have before now you plant all your vegetables, for example, you know that you don't need to go to the market for vegetables. What you need to purchase is just maybe your grains, your rice, your cereals, and the rest of it. So it, of course, has so much advantage to the economy. Like we said before we went on break, tell us, how do we, settle for a particular kind of crop we want to do in our home garden, and how do we start the home garden?
Okay.
We have just a few minutes, so let's quickly.
So the first thing the family need to look at is what do we consume most on daily basis, and what can we grow at our experience level.
So you buy my cousin pepper.
So like you need pepper, you need so all these kinds of things. Once you can itemize 1 to 3, 5 types of veggies or things you need at home that you can manage to your own satisfaction. That's first identification. You have a clarity of where you are going. The next thing is to site location. Okay, in our home, where do we site this? Where does the crop have access to sunlight? Because your crop need access to sunlight at I think a minimum of 6 hours of light in a day. Your crop needs that. They need that to photosynthesize and to produce food for you. So the next thing is soil. So after you've site your location, idea get a decent soil to start with. Is in case your compound is interlocked, you say, how did you get a potting soil, like a soil for me to grow? You understand? You might have to import a good decent soil at home. So once you start down, then the next thing is water. So how do we have source of irrigation at home? Are we using water can? Are we using hose? So those kind of ideas, how do we make it easy for us? You put that in practice, and the next thing is your inputs. So we've identified what we want. We have a site location, we have water, we have a decent soil. Now the next thing is the inputs. So now once you're able to get your inputs, you consider all what you said earlier, then you get your inputs or your seedlings, anyone you want to go about it, then you start planting. And the last thing is care and nurture. So how did you nurture your plants? How do you give them water? How do you weed? How do you fertilize?
Okay, so for somebody that has not done this before, it's so easy the way you are saying it. Really, it sounds very, very seamless the way you are saying it. So for someone that has not crossed, a farm since the person was born, how you know that they would say that it is you experts that still say that how you nurture your vegetables differs. Some of the vegetables differ from the other. They'll tell you that for bell pepper, maybe you need enough water. This one does not need sunlight. This one. So what's your advice to anybody going? Is it that it's possible for us to have crops that have the same level of tolerance?
Yeah, I think this brings about your input sourcing. So when you're sourcing input from an agro dealer, one of the things you do mostly, like a professional agro dealer asks you that, are you an experienced farmer? Are you starting for the first time? If you are starting for the first time, they have some seed particularly they will give you that is more rugged, like no matter how poor your production part is, you're still going to have something out of it. We have some sensitive seeds that grow by professionals. You understand? So it's quite different.
Can you hear it now? You see? It's good. It's good to ask.
It's quite like it's not. And another thing is you keep learning. Like you can always. There's an hybrid extension. So there are other professionals like me. I offer that this kind of hybrid extensions to farmers. Like if you want to set up a garden, I don't have to come to you like that. You just have a hybrid setting. Like I'm like, how do you go about it? Once you identify others, they are good to go.
Put them through with advice.
Yes.
Okay, yes, you've heard it. It's really, really very important, especially at a time like this, for everyone to key into this idea, because really the price of everything, everything. I remember a time where we were buying a basket of the bell pepper. In fact, now bell pepper is the big one, yeah?
Yeah.
Tatashe?
Yes, the yellow,
green.
The white.
And then you now buy that one for 1,000 naira. So imagine you having maybe just a roll in your garden. You are balling. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us on the program this week. I really do appreciate your comment. Yes, I know that this episode, as interactive as it is, as funny as it sounds, I hope that someone somewhere listening is going to key into the idea of having their own home farm. This is going to really help your pocket economic wise. Thank you for joining us this week again. Join us again, same station next week. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin saying, ciao.